It's no secret that Australia's microcar segment is struggling. People are shunning our smallest cars in a way they never have before. In short, the segment needs a spark. And look, here's one now. And while it traditionally plays in a no-frills segment, Holden promises this, the top-spec Spark LT, offers much more than the basics. So is that enough to spark life into one of Australia's toughest segments? Now you might recognise it as a Barina, but Holden dropped that part of the name when this new model launched in March. It's now simply known as the Holden Spark. That overhaul also saw Holden adding the kinds of features considered non-negotiables for its young target market, like Apple CarPlay and Android Auto connectivity. Displayed through a 7-inch touchscreen that appears on even the cheapest models. You'll also get 33 personalisation options, from the wheel inserts to the grille surrounds to the roof spoiler, to ensure your Spark looks exactly how you'd like it to. Our test car isn't the cheapest, being the top spec LT, and for your extra spend, you'll add things like 15-inch alloys, push-button start, proximity entry, cruise control, and a fake leather interior, along with crucial safety kit like rear parking sensors and a rear view camera. But that price point pushes the top spec Barina perilously close to some of its bigger and just as well equipped competition, like this, the Hyundai i30 Active. Now if something like this tickles your fancy, you can read our full review here. Let's face it, cars in this segment are usually price-led and are often more utilitarian and luxurious, but actually the LT does a pretty good job of lifting the vibe in here. This fake leather, which Holden calls Sport Tech, is actually pretty good, and even though the touch points are rock hard, these little style elements do a pretty good job of breaking that up. More importantly though, the technology is all good. The touchscreen across the range is a great addition, even if it's not the most responsive unit we've ever used, and the phone connectivity is seamless. Look hard though and you'll find some corners have been cut. The fit and finish in areas isn't ideal, and these locks don't automatically open when you come to a stop, so you need to reach way back into the 1990s and open them yourself. These are just little things though. Safety comes courtesy of 6 airbags, along with a hill hold function, ABS and ESC, but it does miss out on the more advanced technology like autonomous brakes. Regardless, the Spark scored the maximum 5-star ANCAP safety rating when it was tested earlier this year. The Spark is powered by a 73 kilowatt and 128 newton metre, 1.4 litre 4-cylinder engine, which is paired with a CVT automatic, and it sips a combined 5.5 litres per 100 kilometres. It might be a pocket-sized city car, but by stretching the distance between the front and rear wheels, Holden has maximised interior space, so even backseat passengers aren't too cramped. They will have to share just the one cup holder though, and there's not even door sills, let alone room in them for pockets. You do however get 2 ISOFIX attachment points, one in each window seat. But to add space somewhere, you need to lose it somewhere else. And that somewhere else is here in the boot. Now you do get 185 litres, which it really isn't a lot. However, you can drop the rear seats, which is 60-40 split, and that does improve things considerably. So it's kind of up to you. You can either have passengers or luggage, one or the other. Holden has invested some of its best Aussie engineering talent, most of whom have some time on their hands now that there's no new Commodores to work on, into ensuring this Spark doesn't drive like a budget import. Aussie engineers racked up countless laps of Holden's Lang Lang proving ground, tweaking the suspension tune and steering to ensure the Spark shone on Australia's uniquely awful road surface. And the results are pretty good actually. It's not a ton of power, but the way it's delivered makes it feel responsive and never underpowered in everyday driving. The suspension and steering are pretty good too, with the Spark feeling, I don't know, more engaged than I guess a car in this segment might normally. There is a busyness to the way that it drives though, this kind of skittishness that means you're always sort of making little corrections, whether it's to the wheel or to the accelerator because it's surged forward more than you're expecting it to. And that does take a little bit of getting used to. Sure, it's quite expensive in top spec guys, but you can at least feel where that extra investment's gone. The Spark LT does feel a cut above its budget competition from behind the wheel. Now, whether Holden Spark will be bright enough to lure customers back to the microcar segment remains to be seen, but it does at least point to a bright post-Commodore future. To read the full review, click here, and don't forget to subscribe to stay on top of all our latest videos.